Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and giving us this opportunity. Today, we're going to introduce you for the first time, Jarvis, the world's first video opinion search engine. So the world has changed dramatically in the last few years. Today, 74% of internet is video. Today, people are consuming 300 billion hours of video every year. And today, people are creating more videos in 1 month than what television has created in 30 years. In this video, people are explaining what they feel. They are explaining, they're telling you how they feel, how they think, why they buy and what they don't buy. But the problem with that is, video is very hard to decipher. For example, when Apple came up with their new iPhone, immediately months after, there were millions of people who talked about how they like their phone, how they don't like their screen, how they thought the price was expensive, so on and so forth, in millions of hours. Millions of people in millions of hours. But today, if the same company wants to understand how do their customers feel about their phone pricing, for example, they have to bring 20 people in a room and ask them. They have to do a focus group studies and rely on human to interpret what those people are saying. Although there are millions of people have said what they already are feeling about that phone. The problem on that one is video is a black box. You cannot consume billions of hours of video to understand what they have said inside. This has similarities with how Google did in early days of internet. In late 90s, people were coming up with pages. They were coming up with different websites all over the map. But then Google created a beautiful way of really taking those pages and breaking it down into keywords. So you could find those pages and understand what's inside them. And beautiful products were created on top of it. Just to give you one example, if we look at one brand to give you a sense of depth and look at Samsung, we'll see there are 5.5 million people who have just talked about their TVs, over 1 million hours. But you cannot understand what they're saying, because 1 million hours you cannot consume serially. So what we have done is very similar to what Google had done for textual web. We are doing that for video web. We use a technology that is driven by computer vision, text, and audio, and we take a video and we can break these videos down into different parts, where a person may be talking about different elements of a product that they are talking about in videos. Then we index it just like Google has indexed it, the web pages. So we index it in an opinion index for us to create products on top of it. Just like, again, Google had created beautiful products for you to give access to their search index in AdWords and AdSense. In our case, we see opinions are very valuable for businesses, for insights. So we create products on top of that, where we use a machine learning NLP engine on top of that index that we have just created to understand the reason why people has that opinion. The catch here is to understand why people has that opinion. That is very valuable. For example, if I told you there are 500,000 people thought the Apple iPhone is expensive, that is way less interesting than if I told you why they think it is very expensive. So we have created this platform. We call it Jarvis, and it is built on 3 different parts. The core part of it is our video indexing and video opinion indexing technology, where we are taking videos that are in public domain, and we are analyzing those videos and understanding people's opinion. On top of that, we do products that, that takes those opinions and creates insights. So this is a neural network that we've been working on, we've been training for the last year or so. So we could generate insights that usually was done using human before. And last but not least, we fundamentally believe that opinion profile is a very sensitive subject for everybody, businesses and consumers the same way. Till date, every profile that's been created by large companies, Facebooks and Googles and anybody, the platforms own that profile. But I think that is going to change going forward, where your opinion profile, how do you feel, what's your opinion about a topic, needs to own by you, not by a platform. On that notion, we created a concept of creating opinion profile, and we used, again, technology and machine to figure out what is the fair use of an opinion. What is the value, attribution value of an opinion? For example, today is a very historic day for here, right? As you know, the peace talks are happening. So a person, let's say, for example, Bill Clinton makes an opinion or a comment about this process, would be a lot more valuable than if I make that opinion, right? Because he has a lot more credibility, and this is his topic. Same way, every opinion, the attribution value of that opinion depends on who you are, what you're talking about, the taxonomy of the opinion, which is an IP, and altogether how you calculate it going forward. So our company is, we are a very different kind of company. We are been operating for about 2 years. We have been very fortunate to have some of the world's largest brands and agencies as our customers. We are a hyper-growth company based in Silicon Valley, UK, India, Singapore, and China. And we have created about 1 million of those profiles already. We are indexing about 50,000 videos per day. And then now we have created this Jarvis Foundation, which will own and operate the opinion profiles on our own blockchain. So the question that comes when we were doing this is, why do you need a blockchain to do this? So we thought about that quite a bit, and we'll tell you our background on where we come from, where opinion profile is very different than a transactional profile. For example, if you're sending somebody a payment, that is very different than you sending somebody data, right? So since we are talking about creating an opinion profile that is 7 billion people's opinion, everybody's, we have to create something that is extremely fast, reliable, secure, and can scale up. On that, we have created our own blockchain that can take transactions TPS on a few single digits to 300,000 transactions per second, going to 1 million transactions seconds or tens of million. Here we are talking about how you're going to create a search engine, just like Google had created for textual web. We're talking about creating a search engine for video and opinions, so which can potentially touch literally not hundreds of thousands, but billions of people going forward. So it needs a system that is that scale, on internet scale as we used to call it. as I mentioned, we are very fortunate. We have some of the largest brand and household names as our customers, and we grow extremely exponentially. And this is just a snapshot of who we have our customers. So to give you a little bit of our background, who I am, or who we are, I've been very fortunate to be in Yahoo from when they were double-digit people. And I'm mostly known there for creating Yahoo Messenger, which at one point was the largest consumer product in the world. We had about 263 million people on it. Then I created a few companies. One of the company called Rhythm New Media, that was one of the largest mobile video ad network in the world. It still is. The company is publicly listed. Then we did a company called BuySite, where we did retargeting and performance targeting on display advertising, which got acquired by AOL. And if you know the company, AOL Performance Network, that's us. And my co-founder is a guy I'm really, really proud of him. He was much earlier than me in Yahoo. He built the first Yahoo's backend. And his work later became what is now known as Hadoop. Later, he became the CEO of Yahoo in India, where he grew the company from 0 to 3,000, where Amazon stole him to be the CEO again for Amazon in India, where he grew that business to be the largest e-commerce site in India. And then he became the CTO of Amazon's A9 that built their back-end fulfillment servers. We also been very fortunate to have some of the most prominent investors in search, consumer, and this business as our investors. We're also extremely proud to have some of the most iconic names be associated with us, including people who wrote Google search. Amit Singhal wrote Google search. He's the highest ranked technical person in Google, senior VP, but his name is mostly known for creating search that he took over from Sergey Brin. Vinod runs Google AdWords. Krishna, he created Google Research. Vibhu ran Google Core Search. Bobby Yazdani is a really interesting individual. He wrote the first check to Salesforce, and then in Google and Dropbox, many other companies like that. And that's what we do. Our vision in the world is the people's opinion in this world is already out there and hidden. They're talking about it in loud voices. They're telling everybody how they feel, what they think. If we could understand that properly, if we could really understand the hints they're leaving, we would make better products. We will create a better world together. And hence, the blockchain technology becomes extremely relevant because it deals with high-scale, significantly high transaction volumes, and so on and so forth. So we have a video that I want to play for you. This is how it works in our system.
Such thick cream to my dry hair. But this is really good because it absorbs into your hair really, really quickly, and then it smells really good too. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This whole line smells really amazing.
And it just smells unbelievable. It doesn't have like a fruity or floral scent. It kind of just smells like really nice and clean.
After trying it for 2.5 months, I have to say that this shampoo and conditioner does not work for me. It leaves my hair dry. It does clean though. It does clean my scalp. It does clean my hair. But it leaves...
Thank you. Our company is, as I mentioned, we started the company in Silicon Valley, where we grew the company significantly, and we started entering different markets. We picked UK and India to be the next ones, and we just announced our entry into Chinese market. And we see how the world's gonna look forward in future is we will understand each other better. We will understand how and why you feel certain ways. And we will open that capabilities to businesses, public policies, politics, every one of those. So idea is, if we just understood each other, if we just understood why, how, and how you feel, we will not only be better people, we will build a better, meaningful, impactful business going forward. And that's our mission going forward. If you have questions, we are here, and I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much.